Welcome back, weirdos. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're having an amazing start to your day, middle of your day, and end of your day. I am Marlakrishelp. If you're new here, I'd love to have you as part of the Manny fam. Consider subscribing. I do nail content twice a week, every week. Let's get into a New Year's Eve manicure. I was lacking inspo, so I put up a little post in my Facebook group. If you want to be in my Facebook group, the link is down below. And I asked you guys what you wanted to see kind of in between Christmas and New Year's. Well, Christmas is technically tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, yes. But I know it's so last minute for a Christmas manicure, so we're going to do a little, an extra New Year's Eve manicure. I have another one kind of coming up in a couple of days, but this, oh my gosh, you guys wanted bling, you guys wanted sparkle, you guys wanted extra, so I'm gonna give it to you. This is the No Way 10K glitter that Sassy Mouth made for me in celebration of 10,000 members in my Facebook group. It is available now, and part of the proceeds are being donated to the National Alliance to End Homelessness in the United States, which is amazing. So you can pick that up if you want it. I'm using the gel method. If you want a very detailed video on how I do the gel method with dip powder, I'll make sure to leave that up in the cards. Everything I'm using, including the extensions, everyone always asks about my extensions. They're always linked in the description, whichever ones I'm wearing that day. I believe these are the medium almond from Una Gela. No rhyme or reason between why I use which extensions I do. Depends on my mood that day. I love a lot of different extensions, but they're linked down below. I did throw a glove on. I'm trying to be much more cognizant of my skin and my overall health. So I did throw on a UV protective glove since I'm going to be in and out of my LED UV lamp. I will leave the gloves and the lamp listed down below as well for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do another coat of this absolutely stunning glitter. And then we're going to get into some black. I'm going to show you how I do with that while trying not to stain my skin and flood my cuticles. And then we're going to do a little glitter ombre and some stamping later on. If you're wondering what I have on my right hand, I didn't film it. That's just a nail wrap from Danny and Tony. They're gel nail wraps. You guys know how much I love them. I literally wear them when I'm not filming because they're so easy. They look so beautiful. I'll leave them linked down below in case you want to check them out too. They do have a whole website, but I typically will get the wraps that I have on Amazon. I'll go back and forth depending on who's having a sale and which one's cheaper. But I'll leave them down below. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this glitter for a full minute in my LED UV, and then we'll get into the black. So I'm going to use Revel Barbara. It's like my go-to black dip powder, and I do have a few tips and tricks for you guys that may struggle with darker dip powders and skin staining or flooding your cuticles. And the first tip I have for you is liquid control. You don't want to use a lot of liquid. You want to make sure you're not getting anything on your skin or in between your nail and your cuticle area, like that little hairline gap. You want to leave a little itty bitty space between your nail and your skin just to make sure that you don't get any black dip powder stuck in there. It's a pain in the ass to get out. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2, pour over your black dip powder or any deep dark, like a wine color, a deep teal, anything that's super dark. I always recommend pouring over. And that is mostly because when you dip into a dip powder, you always have the chance of moving your dip liquid or your gel liquid, specifically gel liquid, but you can move around your dip liquids and you can push liquid and powder into your skin, into your sidewalls, and that is going to create that dip to get stuck in those cracks and crevices, and it can also contribute to staining your skin. So I find the best way to use a darker shade of dip powder, pour over. Are the layers going to be a little thinner? Perhaps. Does that mean you might have to do an extra dip? Maybe, but it's going to save you a ton of work in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and pour over this beautiful black, and I'm going to cure this first coat for a full minute. So I got that fully cured for a full minute. I'm going to dust off all the excess dip powder. And as you're going to see, the coverage is actually really, really nice. I really like this black. I know that Barbara can be a little bit of a sassy biatch. She can be. I've had my struggles with her, but I really like the depth of color. I really like the coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat exactly the same way as I did the first. While I'm doing that, those of you who celebrate Christmas, what are your Christmas Eve plans for tomorrow or your Christmas Day plans? Do you celebrate both, or is it like a one or the other thing? In my house, and those of you who have been with me for a while, you guys probably already know this, but it's a Christmas Eve tradition in my house. We go to our favorite hibachi place every year for Christmas Eve. That's kind of our little thing. We'll go out to eat. We all come home stuffed, eat leftovers because we're always hungry by the time we get home. It's only 20 minutes away, mind you. And we open one gift on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, we open all the gifts. And it's really just a chill hangout day. Sometimes we'll go to the movies, depending on, what the kids have going on that day. I don't know if my son is going to be working. He typically works weekends, so I'm not sure what's happening with that yet. So I may have to take him to work. Hopefully not. So that's our little Christmas plan / tradition. Let me know down below what you guys do. So I'm going to finish up this layer, get this fully cured, and now we're going to get into a little glitter ombre. You guys have probably seen me do this 100 times before, but there's something about a glitter ombre that just makes my heart happy. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. It's going to be super duper simple. If you've never done it before, I got you covered. So I'm going to take my gel base, same base I've been using. I'm going to apply it to my middle nail the same exact way I've been applying it from cuticle to free edge. Once I have that done, I'm going to take a very small, fluffy eyeshadow brush. You don't need any crazy tools for this. This is a brush from Wet n Wild I'm going to use, and it was about 89 cents on Amazon. They're super cheap. I buy a bunch of them, even though you can use the same brush over and over and over again. You don't need to it's not a one and done. You can reuse your brushes. So I'm going to take my brush, dip it into the glitter, and I'm going to very gently and slowly start tapping this over the side wall of my nail, the side that I want the glitter on, which is closest to the glitter nail. I'm going to tap it heavier on the side wall and then less towards the center of the nail. Once I get it on where I want it, I'm going to take an orange wood stick and just rearrange a few of the glitters that may have wandered too far from the flock, put them back where they belong. And once I have this exactly the way I want it, I'm going to cure it. Now, if you were doing this with dip liquids, you can do it the exact same way, but you're going to have to, I don't want to say rush, but your dip liquids dry down in air, right? They don't need a lamp to cure, so they're going to dry down pretty quick. So you want to hustle a little bit if you're doing this with dip liquids. That's why I love gel liquids. I feel like you can just take your time. You're not rushed. You can really get everything exactly the way you want it before you cure it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to position the glitters, give it a cure, and then I'm going to encapsulate the whole thing. So now that's fully cured. I'm going to remove the excess, and now we're going to encapsulate. If you're using your dip liquids and you want to use clear dip powder to encapsulate, you totally can. You don't want to use clear dip powder with gel liquids. They do not get along, especially over glitter. You're going to ruin the look of your glitter if you use a clear dip powder over top with gel liquids. So instead, I'm going to put a coat of gel base on all of the nails. I'm going to cure for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to go in with a gel top coat on all the nails, cure for a full minute, and that'll be my little encapsulation layer. That is going to help me protect my glitter and my color from filing and buffing a little bit later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to file and buff off camera, and then I'm going to get some stamping on, and oh my gosh, wait till you see these stamps. They're so freaking cute, and this was actually pretty easy. Stamping, I know, doesn't get along with a lot of people. Typically, I don't get along with stamping very well myself, but this came out so cute. It was so simple, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm all filed and shaped and buffed and ready for literally anything. If you want it to be done, you can totally be done and just top coat your nails at this point. But as mentioned, I was feeling extra and y'all wanted me to be extra. So extra we shall be. I had this tremendous stamping plate from Ejubis. If I can find it, I will leave it linked down below. I don't know how old it is. I feel like I've had it for literally ever and I've never used it before. So we're going to use it today. There are two stamps on here that I really want to use. One of them is this adorable firework. I'm going to do a couple of fireworks on my index nail. I'm using the stamping polish from Maniology. I believe it's called Fleece, like a blanket. Fleece was white as snow. I don't know. Fleece. It's like a metallic rose gold beigey color. I don't know what it's gorgeous. It's like my go-to metallic when I'm doing stuff like this. So I'm going to throw a few fireworks on the index nail, and then there are a couple of champagne flutes I figured were perfect for New Year's. So I'm going to go ahead and throw one of the champagne flutes on my pinky nail. If you're looking for help with stamping, ask somebody else. I can't tell you. There is no rhyme or reason to stamping for me. It's so hit or miss. And I think it might be like that for a lot of people. Sometimes stamping goes so smoothly like it did for me today, and other times it's struggle city and I wind up yeeting all of my stamping stuff across the room. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a climate thing, like maybe it's just sometimes too hot or too cold or too humid or too dry, or maybe it's my mood that day. I don't know. If you have any weird stamping stories or experiences, leave them down below, because I can't be the only one who seriously struggles with this stuff. So after I get the stamps on, now I can go in and top coat. I'm just throwing over a gel top coat over all the nails, and now I'm finishing up with cuticle oil. This is the final look. I think it's so perfect for New Year's Eve. I'm so glad I have peel off base coat under my extensions so I can pop these off and then put them back on for actual New Year's, because I film ahead, you guys know. You'll have to let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something you want to try. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope that your day is as beautiful as you are. Merry Christmas if you celebrate, and I will see you in the next one. Love you, bye.